Hey, what is up guys? This is Knight here, and I am coming back at you again today, people, with a brand new Fortnite video. And today's video, I'm going to be doing a list of the biggest flex skins that I own in the game. So, I actually wouldn't say that I have enough skins that fall into this category to actually even do a top 10 list of it. But I do think that I do have a decent amount of skins that I could consider flex skins. And even more so, I would actually say that there are quite a few skins on here that I would consider flex skins that a lot of people probably wouldn't even think about. So I figured it would probably make for a pretty interesting video. So if you do enjoy it, then please do me a solid and leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. And with that said, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so everyone, starting off our list at the number 8 spot, this is going to be the Surf Strider. So this is one that I do think isn't all that rare, but I would say it is, because of the fact that it is essentially a PC exclusive. It is actually a pretty valuable skin. I don't think that you can actually get this one anymore. I'm pretty sure that promotion has actually ended. Basically what you had to do was you had to do like a scan on your computer for an Intel Core processor of some sort. I wasn't exactly sure how it works, but long story short, it was pretty much a PC exclusive, and so not only was it PC exclusive, I'm pretty sure the promotion has already ended, so you actually can't get this one anymore. And because of the fact that it was exclusive and no longer available, I'd say that it's at least in the conversation of being a flex skin. Alright, now moving on to our number 7 spot. This is going to be the Red Ultima Knight. Now, just hear me out. This is one that I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't expect to see on the list, but please just hear me out on this one. Now, Ultima Knight himself, I don't think is all that rare. He came out in Season 10, and while that was a while ago by this point, it was still, Season 10 was still when Fortnite was, they already hit its peak of popularity, so there was still a very, very vast player base. And so, saying you have Ultima Knight really isn't that big of a deal. But the thing was, the red version of the Ultima Knight is a skin style that I don't think many people have, because of the fact that in Season 10, by that point, most players were burnt out because of how crappy the season was. And so, very few people were actually willing to do the challenges to get the red style. Now, me, because I was just, being the no life I was, I still managed to grind it out. But there's actually a lot of people that don't own the skin, and one of them is actually Muselk. If you go onto his channel, there's one video he has where he was talking about Ultima Knight, and he just briefly mentioned the fact that he never got any of the other styles for him.
Now, we obviously got a few different styles for this. Can't believe I never unlocked the different colors. I forget what you had to do for that. Long story short, though, gold's the best. That's all that matters.
So, yeah, I think it's actually pretty interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments below of this one. But I personally would actually class it as a little bit of a flex skin, because the skin itself isn't rare, but I would say the style actually is a little bit. Alright, now moving on to our number 6 entry. This is going to be the Golden Spire Assassin. Now, I couldn't really include any of the other previous Enlightened style skins from previous seasons on this list because I either don't own them or they just weren't much of a grind at all, so I can't even really count them. But this is actually probably the biggest one that I own because of the fact that it's the only one that I managed to get, but I had to grind my butt off for because I didn't buy all the tiers on day one. And that is essentially the reason why I think it is at least a little bit of a flex skin, because of the fact that if you didn't buy all the tiers on day one and you didn't do any grinding, then there's a pretty strong possibility that you never even got this skin, or any of the other gold styles for that matter. So don't get me wrong, it's no holofoil Wolverine and it's no gold Agent Peely, but I still think it's at least, again, it's in the conversation for being somewhat of a flex. Alright, now moving on to our number 5 entry. This is going to be the Reaper, aka the original John Wick. Now, regardless of which you prefer between the original John Wick or the new official John Wick, you can't deny that the original one from Season 3 is undoubtedly a much bigger flex, just because of the fact that, it's the tier 100 of Season 3, which is, by this point, one of the oldest and most OG seasons of all time. So, just because of that fact, I would say it is a little bit rare. However, I wouldn't say it's definitely the rarest skin ever, because Season 3 was when Fortnite was starting to peak a little bit in popularity. So it's not insane, and it's why it's only coming in at number 5 and not a higher spot on this list. But I would still say that it is, it's up there. It's definitely, by this point, one of my rarest skins that I personally own. Alright, now moving on to our number 4 spot. This is going to be the original Black Widow, aka the skin you are watching gameplay of on screen right now. So, why do I personally think this is a bigger flex than the Reaper, which is a Season 3 exclusive Battle Pass skin? The reason for that is because she was released in Season 8 for 1,500 V-Bucks, so that alone, you know, who knows how many people were actually willing to pay for her at the time. But on top of that, she hasn't returned once since Season 8. And not only just Season 8, but an exclusive time, which was the endgame crossover in Season 8. So if you didn't play then and buy her then you're screwed. You haven't had no chance to get her. And Epic has had just about every opportunity they could ask for to return this skin, but they don't. Instead, they just return the new version. So there's a good chance that this skin is probably never going to be seen again, and it's only going to get rarer and rarer. And if I'm being completely honest, I would say it's at least in competition to be about as rare as a Renegade Raider. I know that sounds like a very bold claim, but I'm just saying from my personal experience, I see just about as many Renegade Raiders and Aerial Assault Troopers as I do original Black Widows. Alright, and now cracking into the top 3, this is going to be Galaxy. Now, what's there to say about Galaxy that hasn't already been said a million times before? I mean, he is one of the most rare, most expensive, most exclusive, and most sought-after skins in the entire game. And regardless of which you prefer between him and Galaxy Scout or the other Galaxy skins, you can't deny he is the biggest flex of all of them combined. I mean, $1,000, a $1,000 phone. You were looking at $1,000 if you want to get your hands on this skin. And actually, you can't even do it anymore unless you're willing to pay like triple or sometimes even quadruple the price to just buy a Fortnite account with it on it. Yeah, it is honestly a little bit insane. Now, I got an amazing deal with this skin because what happened was my dad, back when he played Fortnite, he actually planned on getting the phone anyways. And so he was going to get it on his account, but amazingly, the phone was actually buy one, get one free. So we managed to both get Galaxy on our accounts. And then he gave his account to me, you know, a little bit recently. So now I actually own 2 Galaxy skin accounts. So determine that how you wish. But I wouldn't say it's still the rarest skin on this list, however, because of the fact that I would say that there's a lot of kids that, you know, their parents probably bought phones and it just happened to come with the Galaxy skin, and so they just, you know, kind of got it for free. But I'm not going to judge because I myself would probably fall under that category. Alright, now moving on to number 2. This is going to be the Black Knight. So once again, gotta give a huge shout out to my dad for giving me his account recently, and now that I own his Black Knight account, I can, you know, safely say I own the Black Knight. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. Now, don't get me wrong, I still stand by when I said that the Ultimate Knight is the superior Knight. It 110% is. Same goes for the Eternal Knight and probably the Dark Red Knight as well. But I still think the Black Knight is a solid skin. It is very fun to rock just for the sake of the flex that it has. I mean, it was the original first ever legendary skin in the game from the very first Battle Pass ever. And it was in Season 2, which is still when Fortnite was... It hasn't quite hit its peak in popularity yet by that point, so that also makes it a little more rare. And also the fact that in Season 2, you had to be grinding your butt off to get the skin. Either that or pay tiers, because there were no challenges back in that time. So I actually give a lot of respect to my dad for, you know, being able to grind out his Black Knight back in Season 2 when he played that. So yeah, it's definitely a really big flex skin, but not the biggest, because that is reserved obviously for our number 1 spot. Alright, but finally closing off our list at the number 1 position, a lot of people probably saw this one coming. It is my level 80 Omega. Now, Black Knight might be a pretty big flex just because of the fact that it's OG and it was, you know, during a time when not a lot of people were playing. And I would say that Omega is, without a doubt, less rare than Black Knight. However, if you manage to get to level 80 in Season 4, that was one heck of a grind, and it, in my opinion, is definitely so much more respectable because of the fact that, well, yes, Black Knight was a little bit of a hard grind. This was just so much harder. Level 80. You had to get to level 80. I'm not talking tier 80. Level 80. Back when, you know, tiers and season levels were 2 completely separate things. That was hard to do. And not only that, but unlike the other progressive tier 100 skins that came after him, you couldn't get him and you couldn't level him up in later seasons. Like Ragnarok, while the skin is, it's very old by this point, you could still level him up through later seasons. So if you didn't completely unlock him in season 5, you could honestly not play for 3 seasons straight and then unlock him later in like season 8. But Omega, it was either you do it in season 4 or you don't get him at all. And there are a lot of people who have like the second to maxed out Omega where he has all the armor, he just doesn't have the lights. But the lights make him so much better, so much cooler, and just such a bigger flex. I absolutely love to use it, and it's honestly one of the things that makes him one of my personal favorite skins of all time. It is incredible, and he, without a doubt, comes in at number 1 because of how intense and insane the grind was. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. What are some skins or skin styles in the game that you personally see as flex skins that most other people wouldn't think about? I want to see what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below. But with that said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.